Hey guys, it's Wednesday, April 20th, 2011. So, last week was sort of uneventful. In the background here, you'll see that I have a pug puppy. That's something I just got on Monday. There he is again. Yeah, so that's been pretty much draining all my time. In fact, I almost didn't do a video today. Unfortunately, small puppies have to go to the bathroom a lot. They want to eat all the time, and they always want to play and or nap. So, yeah, been sucking a lot of my time. But talking about the topic of music, I'm pretty close to your history as far as music is concerned, Aaron, with some minor specific differences, and I'll touch on those. When I got into music, it was when I was first getting into skateboarding, so rather than having a sibling, although my brother did skateboard in the 80s and early 90s, I started skateboarding after he had already quit, but I just wanted to skate, and it was because of skateboarding that I was introduced to a lot of different music. But the first band I ever really got into was actually 311. I bought all of their albums pretty much right away. They had just come out with something Transistor. I know it has Transistor in the name, and that's the album that I bought first, and then I loved them so much I went back and bought the couple of albums before that. And that sort of eventually translated into some of the ska punk. And eventually I started getting into what it was at the time, like hard rock, metal, Static X, System of a Down. Korn was probably my favorite band at the time in middle school mainly. And, you know, I went through that phase where all I listened to was hard rock. Then that slowly transitioned, and in high school, I came across a band called Modest Mouse. That was actually in 9th grade. It was 2001. And I heard The Lonesome Crowded West, which is the album that I ended up buying. And ever since then, Modest Mouse has been my favorite band. Through them, I found a lot of other bands like The Shins, Phoenix, which is a recent band, Vampire Weekend. You know, I've found a lot of what you would consider to be alternative, indie. The Microphones is a very indie band that I like. And over the past 2 years, though, or so, it was actually when I met Alex Snow, who is a coworker of Patrick and I. He introduced me to a band, or a guy, I guess you would say, called Girl Talk, and he basically just does mashups, and he's basically the most famous mashup artist of this time, and he's pretty amazing. His latest 2 albums are available online for free. You can just search Girl Talk, and you know, you'll be able to get them from his website. And squeaky toy. And from that point, he uses a lot of hip-hop samples, but he samples music from all categories. The Beatles, going back to way, you know, early 60s music, even some classical. But he focuses on hip-hop, and that's what got me drawn in. So I pretty much only listen to hip-hop now, with some extra rock on the side, stuff like Modest Mouse I still listen to quite heavily, The Shins and others. But as far as hip-hop, it's Kid Cudi is my favorite hip-hop artist. B.O.B. is someone that I bought recently. Lupe Fiasco just came out with his newest album, in which he has a song or a single called The Show Goes On, that he doesn't sample, but he takes the beat and the melodies from Float On by Modest Mouse and incorporates into his song. So if you haven't heard of Lupe Fiasco, I'd recommend looking up his newest album and that song, which is on YouTube. It's got a relatively decent video called The Show Goes On, something like that. But that's my focus on music. Music powers our lives. It's something I listen to all the time, and working from home like I do, it's important to have some background noise, especially when you're at home alone. But that's one of the reasons I got the puppy. You just saw a peek of him right in there. But yeah, there he is again. His name is Bandit, and he's 7 weeks old. He's a fawn male pug. Fawn is the color that you classify like what would be a standard pug. But yeah, that's it for me this week. Looking forward to see you on Friday, Patrick, and we'll talk about some topics for next week.